we can take it from here. So we officially started the recording and we are officially back online. Sorry about that. I had to change places so that I ensure that the place is quiet and we can actually engage properly. So I think with that said, I'm just going to go back to the screen that I was sharing earlier. And I'm just going to pause here because I think it's very important to split the lessons in stages. The first thing we've done is we've taken a, a tender document and we've looked at what we need in our BOQ insofar as the contents are concerned. Then we've split that tender document into the BOQ sections that we need. That's the first thing that we did. The second thing is that now that we've split the PDF into only the BOQ pages, we now needed to convert that PDF into an Excel BOQ. And we did that as well via ilovepdf.com. Now, the stage that we are in, we are taking an Excel sheet and we're now trying to format it in a manner that is acceptable to the PRM software. Now, I'd like to just pose a question here. We sent a sample similar to this one, in fact, the same, exactly the same, to this one on your emails this morning. And we said this is the exercise that you're going to try to do. My question then is, would you like us to proceed to format the entire Excel sheet and try to upload it before you guys try it on your own? Or would you like to start off by trying to split the PDF and convert the PDF before you try formatting the Excel? How do you want us to proceed? Because I don't want to move very fast and end up losing a lot of people in the process because it's a lot to take in. How would you like us to proceed? You can just give me advice on the chat box. I'll just wait for you. Proceed or try on your own. The first two steps that we did. Option one is proceed. Okay, that is Khavedi. Let's get someone else. Okay, I'm not getting anyone. No, is saying proceed. Okay, we've got two people saying proceed. So I think with that said, we can proceed. So I'm going to switch over to formatting the Excel. So notice a couple of things. You'll notice that I've got item type here. I've got description, unit, quantity, rates, amount with an R. I'm intentionally going to leave that out. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm just going to delete the top row. Then I'm going to delete the brought forward because I want only my items here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete carried forward as well because the system calculates the totals itself. Then I'm going to unmerge so that each cell is sitting on its individual. Please pay attention to unmerge. Then I'm going to delete this row. I don't need it. I just need item type, description, unit, quantity, rates, and amount. I'm going to proceed to the next one. Same thing. Delete the title. I don't need it. Delete that row. Delete the row called brought forward. Delete the row called carried forward. Then I'm going to highlight. Then I'm going to press unmerge so that each individual data is sitting on its own cell. Right? Wonderful. Next one, I do the same thing. Delete. So that the reason why we are deleting, remember we said all the headings must be on row number one. This one I don't need. I scroll down. The total here I don't need. Then I go and unmerge so that, sorry, I did not do that properly. I go to unmerge so that each data is sitting on its own cell. I delete that column over there. Then I go to the next one. I do the same exercise. Delete the column that I don't need. Delete the row which I don't need. Delete the total there. I highlight everything. Then click on unmerge. Then I can go to the next one. Delete the top row. Delete the bottom row. Remember, I calculate my own totals. Delete the column that is not relevant to pricing. Item description quantity. It's balanced rates. No. Build amount. Interesting. I'm going to intentionally leave that out. Then I'm done. Right. So you may, if you want to, because we just typed here P's and G's, you want to rename this table to foundations for structures. Foundations for structures. And then you go to table 3, you might rename it to false work, formwork, and concrete finish. False work, formwork, and concrete. I'm just going to say concrete, yeah. Table 4, steel reinforcement for structures. Steel, I'm just going to say rebar, right? Because I know it's still steel reinforcement. Table 5, I'm going to call it concrete for structures. Concrete for structures, right? Table 6, the title is No Finds Concrete. Just going to get just the first description. No finds concrete. And the last one, I think it's OHS. Yes. Instead of writing occupational health and safety, I can just write OHS. So a couple of things that you must notice here. Notice the inconsistency in me with the titles, right? I've got item type, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. That is my first tab. But my second tab has got item type, description, unit, quantity, rates. It does not have rate, it has an S at the end, and then amount with an R. So once it's consistent like this, the system is going to pick up what it picks up, and then it's going to ignore everything else. As a result, you won't have data on the other cells that are not named in the same manner of the cells that the system picked up. Let's try that right now and see what happens. I'm going to close here. I'm going to then log in into the system. Let's see. Where are we? Just hang on. I'm trying to log into the system. The PRM. So share. There. Can everyone see my screen? I just need 2 yeses and I am good to go. Can you see my screen? Yes, no? Yes, okay. Khabedi, can you please second that? Can you see my screen? Yes, no? Yes, okay, fine. So with that said, I'm just going to log in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Nono's profile. Nono, I'm sure you don't mind. I think that it's always good to go to a customer profile. There you go. Then what I'm going to do is instead of adding a new tender, I'm just going to go to my generated tender. Then I go to incomplete tender. On the incomplete tender, I see Nono has got Department of Water and Sanitation, and then she has I think department, yeah, water and sanitation as well as Department of Education. Okay, fine. So I cannot edit these. I just wanted to show how you can actually edit this, because this is, I think it's stormwater. So what it means is that it means that I need to start a new tender, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, add a new tender. You can either click here or click on the home screen. Either or, it works. So what's the tender name? We saw it. I think it's small culverts for small structures. Small culvert structures. Reference number CM001. I'm sure you saw it there. Date it was advertised, we're going to say today. Closing date, we're going to say next week Friday. Client name, Department of Public Works, Eastern Cape. Public Works, Eastern Cape. Estimator, I'm going to say it's Lunga. Region, remember it's Eastern Cape. Then it's Civil Works. And sorry, let's click on this one. Storm. Submit. So from then on, I go to start pricing. This process we know. This is where things become interesting. So let's go to select BOQ file. So let's see. Where is this BOQ? Just hang on. Quick access. Where is my BOQ? There you go. There it is, right? So I press upload. Now keep in mind the consistencies that we have in our system. You can see it's picked up everything so far. I can go to next. And it will ask me here, select your P's and G's. I indicate there they are. Remember, I renamed everything. So it's picking everything up. Then I say save. Then I scroll down and I press next. Watch what happens now. It has picked up item type. It has picked up description. I say it's description. Unit, unit. Quantity, quantity. Rate, rate. Amount, amount. Then I say yes. Are you sure you are satisfied with the column matching and BOQ uploaded? The next step will process your BOQ and launch an online version. Yes. Right. So watch what happens. I've got it there. 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 P's and G's. I've got it there. Let's go to tender. Great. Now for pricing. So everything is picked up here. Let's go to formwork. Everything is picked up here. Steel bars. Okay. One thing is picked up there. Concrete structures. Everything is picked up there. No fines concrete. Everything is picked up there. Right. Now, to confirm this, we can actually open the Excel sheet. I'm going to stop presenting here. Then I'm going to go and present the Excel or the PDF sheet so that we can double check if we have picked up everything. So we can literally go to the first page. So here's the first page. We've got just two items, right? Lump sum here, time related, it's 6 months. So what you do is you can then switch over to the system and double check. So you've got that one here. Next one, you need to check all these individual items if they're captured correctly. Once that is done, you can now switch over to the system and see P's and G's captured, right? This one, I think it's captured, but we'll check if it's not captured. So you can see what have we done here. It's item, its description, its rate, its quantity, its amount must be consistent. But interestingly enough, although we were inconsistent on the next ones, it managed to pick it up. But I can see here, earth face for wing walls, you can see the unit. It did not pick up the unit, it just picked up the quantity. This is where now we're starting to have these inconsistencies due to that labeling that is not consistent. Over here we are fine, over here we are fine. So in the main, I think we are fine. It's just one or two that we just need to make sure that we've captured. But I think most of them, apart from one, everything is fine. And we can either edit it in here ourselves or go back to the Excel sheet. Whatever process that you guys think that is comfortable with you, we can actually do that. And then when you're starting from here, you know that what you can do is you can just simply go to auto match. Once you start auto matching, now you start saying accept selected rates, and you can see that it's not accepting the rates, right? Very interesting. Now let's go to false work. Let's go to auto match. It clears the previous one. It says there's no data. The reason why there's no data, there's nothing matching, right? Now you can actually search for this on your own. Earth, what is this vertical formwork? You can actually go and search for rates. Where we sorry, this is, I think I can go to concrete. Sorry. Let's say earth facing of barrel walls, internal facing of barrel walls, expose facing of abutment. And I'm just making a mental note so that I can search for them individually. Earth face of abutment walls, earth facing of wing walls, and then between deck ends and abutment breast wall. So I'm going to make individual notes of all of those rates, then I'm going to start searching for them individually. But for now, I'm just going to skip this because I'm going to come back to it. This is reinforcement for concrete structures. This is reinforcement for for slabs. High, sorry, just a moment. I can see the item is there under section. But if I look at my PDF, just hang on. The item shouldn't be there. Yes. Yeah, I've got a problem here. Let me show you. The item is sitting over there, right up at the top. In essence, the item should be sitting somewhere down here. And let me show you how it appears on my PDF. And this is what happens when you are not consistent in pricing, in labeling, I mean. Do you see high yield stress steel bars? You've got it down there. And this is the description of the item. You cannot have steel reinforcement for concrete as a description. This is a subheading. This is an item. The unit is supposed to be here, the quantities are supposed to be here. But if you go to the system, the unit is up there and the quantity is up there. Yet again, we were just proving that if you're not consistent in your labeling, then what would happen is that your content or the data will be misplaced, number one, or you won't have it there at all. So what we need to do, we need to go and fix that so that we are consistent in the labeling, re-import so that everything sits where it's supposed to sit. So like I said, I intentionally did not make the headings consistent so that I can show you what could go wrong if you're not consistent. So it needs attention to detail so that at least your eventual content that is uploaded on the system sits where it's supposed to be sitting. And also, just an add-on here, it is always good to print out your BOQ, have it in front of you, and as you are checking on the system or Excel sheet, you are checking that your formatting is consistent with what the printed BOQ version looks like before you even price. Because when you start pricing and you start making mistakes, you won't pick that up because the system just goes on and price everything according to what you want. But for you to double check, you can print it out, put it just next to you, and double check if everything is converted, everything is where it's supposed to be before you say I'm proceeding with pricing. So that's just a tip that I think we need to bear in mind. So with that said, clearly we can see that there's a problem here. What we now need to do, we need to go back and fix the problem. Right. So what you can do, you can just go back, stop presenting, and then go to the Excel sheet. I'm just going to log out here. And I'm going to go to my Excel sheet. Access. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Sorry about that. I'm trying to share. Okay, I think I found it. Cancel. Open. There you go. Okay, I've shared now. So we can start fixing this thing from here. So here we are fine. What I can do is, what I'm comfortable with is just item. I must just go to item. Right? Just going to match here. Right, so item sits with item. I'm going this one. I'm just going to type in item. It's description, unit, quantity. I'm going to type this one as rate, this one as amount. Right, let's go to this one. Item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Good. Let's go to the next one. Item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Next one. Item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Right? Good. Here. Very good here. Very good there. Still bar. Item. Sorry. Item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Someone observe something in this one. Let me just check. Oh, can't see your screen. Sorry. There. Okay. Can you see? Okay. Can you see my screen now? Hang on. Can you see my screen now? Okay. There's a yes. Okay. Can I get another yes? Okay. I think that's fine. Cool. So you can see what I did while we were not connected. In fact, you couldn't see the screen. I simply went to P's and G's and I typed item. Obviously, this one is correct. Description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Then I went to the next one, made sure that it's item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Next one, item, unit, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. Still bar, item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. I paused here to check in the room. Can someone see something wrong with this particular sheet? Just going to check on the chat box and see if you guys are following. So you can just type in what is wrong with this particular sheet insofar as the formatting is concerned. Something has been misplaced. Let's see if you can figure it out. Something is misplaced when we were converting from PDF to Excel. What has been misplaced? You can unmute and talk, or you can type.
I see first thing where there is a description, there's still reinforcement for structures. Under unit, that T was not supposed to be there. The quantity 22, I guess I can't see clearly, but looks like it's 22.5, was supposed to be under the item, not the heading.
That's a very good observation. That's a very good observation. Now, these are the challenges that you're going to encounter because the conversion is not going to be 100%, but for the most part, it's going to work. What you need to do is be very observant so that at least you can pick up these certain inconsistencies and allocate them where they're supposed to be or format them accordingly. So I think with that said, what we can simply do then is we can actually take that, just copy and place it under high yield because our PDF is the one that we know is 100% correct. So we take that, sorry, copy, paste it here, right? Then we delete that, right? I think it's still fine. We are 100% fine. Don't worry about the borders and everything else. It really does not matter. Then we know that we are sorted. If you want as well, you can actually do borders everywhere, right? Because borders actually will tell you what is sitting in which line, right? So it's also a tip that you can use. Then from there, you can actually do your visual inspection that, oh, okay, something's not sitting where it's supposed to sit. Cool. There is the formatting. I think we've captured everything. Just like Nono observed, we've now allocated where it's supposed to be. Then concrete for no fines. What we do is we just create that. Then from there, create that. From there, create that. Let's go back to rebar. Rebar, we are still fine. Concrete for structures. Remember, we make sure that it's item, and then it's rate, then it's amount. Why? So that we are consistent with the other labeling. Item, description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. We go to this one, item. So we don't have item type anymore. Rate, amount, not with an R. And then OHS, item, description, unit, quantity, rate, not balance rate, amount, not billed amount. Right? There you go. Now, right, so that we fix that, I'm going to save it as formatted BOQ. That's the name, formatted Excel BOQ. Correct? Done. Then once that is done, I'm just going to close. I'm going to then go back to the system, the PRM. I'm I'm going to log in. Then I'm going to go to my generated tenders, incomplete tenders. Then I'm going to go to resume. Before I proceed, I just want to check if everyone can see where I am. I'm seeing that can you see my screen? Must stop presenting and then present again. Just hang on. Okay. Okay. Presenting again. Great. So I think someone has responded saying they can see my screen. So this is where we were when we picked up that error, right? So what we can just do, we can just simply go back to import. You don't have to start anything over again. And we can do re-import. And we click on yes. Then you can just say select BOQ file. Then from then on, just hang on. Let's go to converting test, formatted Excel BOQ. There it is, formatted Excel. Supposed to be, just hang on. Okay, that's correct. I was not supposed to write. Yeah, that's correct. It's got my borders, that's correct. Indicate P's and G's, that's correct. Scroll down, next. Then it's now matching, right? Item with item number, activity description with description, unit with unit, quantity with quantity, rate with rate, amount with amount. It doesn't matter whether you have capital letters or small letters, as long as where you are labeling it on Excel, you are consistent across the entire Excel sheet so that you don't get things that are messed up. So you've got that one where it belongs. You've got these ones where they belong. You've got these rates where they belong. This is your preview. Now you've got this high yield stress steel bars. Now you can actually search for it manually. Then you've got this where it belongs. And you've got that where it belongs, right? These are weep holes, 50-meter diameter UPVC. Then you've got OHS where it belongs. So with that said, you can now start pricing, right? So I'm gonna pause here because I think that from here on, we know what to do. We can do auto merge, we can search manually, we can do whatever we want to do. We now need to do that exercise of splitting, converting, before we format the Excel sheet. So we're going to split the exercises into two today. We split and we convert. After we're done with that, we're then going to format because that's where most of our time is spent. So with that said, I'm going to log out of here. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to ask that on the PDF that we sent this morning, same as the one that I've been using all along, can I ask that you please split your PDF and convert your PDF to Excel? And just like that, once that is done, any of you guys can share your screen so that you can show me what you've done. Once we are done with that and we're happy with that, we're then going to move on to the second exercise, which is formatting the Excel sheet. So can I ask that we do that? Before I actually ask that, can you please confirm whether you received that PDF? You can just type on the chat box. Yes or no? We sent it this morning. Did you receive the Excel sheet? Sorry. Okay, yes. It's the PDF, sorry, not Excel sheet. Someone says yes. Can I get another person to second that before we proceed? Okay. Yes, no? Not sure. Habedi, are you there? Because we're going to take an exercise now. Okay, Habedi said yes. Okay, I think with that said, can you please proceed and individually split the PDF and convert it to Excel? And then once it's in Excel, we're gonna pause. Someone else must share, and then we can run it and make it interesting by assisting one another. So that said, it's now 20 minutes past 10. Let's give each other, I'm not sure, 10, 20 minutes. Can you just type in more or less the time that you guys want, think that you can do splitting and converting? How long would you take? 10, 20 minutes? Let's get it on the chat. Going once, going twice. Okay, no one is saying 20 minutes. Okay, cool. So in 20 minutes, so this is 10:40. Let's reconvene. Please, I'm gonna just pick on anyone to actually share what they've done so that at least they can actually take us through and we can all interact so that we can make it an engaging session, just like yesterday's session was. So with that said, I'm gonna stop the recording now. I'm gonna come back 20 minutes time and we'll take it from there. Thank you guys. See you in 20 minutes time.